Hello, welcome to CRM 2011 Video Training 1. This video is going to cover just a general overview of 2011, get you familiar with the new user interface and some of the new um, features within the system and concepts within the system. So let's go ahead and move forward. What you're going to notice in CRM 2011 is it is a little different looking. For the most part, it's just all cosmetic. The same structure you have in CRM4 where you have the sales and customers and leads and the navigation bar on the left hand side. You've got your quick folder links on the lower left hand corner. That all stays the same, and all the procedural stuff you've done in 4 will stay the same in 2011. So it's just mainly a cosmetic difference, but I do want to walk a couple of things through you. One, you're going to notice when you first log on there are some dashboards. These dashboards initially will be set up default to something that I've created, but those will be customizable, and I'm going to cover dashboards and graphs and custom dashboards in a later video, but just wanted to make you familiar with what you see when you first go in. But just like 4.0, we can go ahead and go over to companies or contacts. One of the things I want to show in this is the views. In CRM4, the view you had for your contacts, companies, and quotes and MBOs was always the default view that we pushed to you, and regardless of your role, you always had that default view, which companies was always my strategic and assigned accounts. That view, as we know, doesn't fit every role. It fits the outside sales engineers good, but it may not fit the program managers inside. So what we can do with 2011 is we can actually set up a different view. So let's say I'm a PM, or I just want to see, I'm a PM manager and I want to see all the program managers. I can change my view. I can come up here to view. I can set as default view. And now the next time I go into my company's record from the navigation bar, I will default to manufacturer subgrid view, which is a quick view I just set up. So as you can see, a little more flexibility in when we come into entities. That's a nice feature. Another feature I want to show you is subgrids. So subgrids are used throughout CRM 2011, and they're really kind of neat. What they are is they allow us to put embedded grids on parent forms that link to child records. So in this particular instance, we have a company record, and as you can see right here, I've got a NBO subgrid, I've got a quote subgrid, and I've got the contact subgrid. And you can see they display information about records that are related to this main parent form here. And they put it on a nice form you can do. So a couple of things we want to know about subgrids is, one, activating a subgrid. So when you click on the subgrid, initially it highlights the subgrid. You can see that's done that here. It also activates the list tools in the ribbon for that particular subgrid. So in this instance, I've clicked on the MBO subgrid, and this subgrid up here has popped up, the MBO subgrid. If I click on quotes, because we use quotes and MBOs as the same, it's the same list tools for quotes and MBOs, but what you can see is I can come in here and click on multiple selections, and then I can do a bulk edit if I want to. So I can perform actions against multiple records within the subgrid. I can export those, I can filter those, I can send a direct email to those. That may not work when you've got quotes and MBOs, but on the contacts that will work. So if I click on the contact subgrid, it gives me now the contacts list tools in the ribbon up here. And I can add a new contact. I can select a couple different ones here, and then select edit. And the bulk edit feature, it's a nice new feature in 2011 that does allow you to go in there and change one field on a form, and that change will be reflected in all the selections you've done in there. So of course you still have the ability to come over here and look at all the contacts. So this subgrid shows 24 contacts as opposed to the quick subgrid over here, which shows 9, but to see the other ones we'll have to scroll to the next page. So I can go through multiple pages and see those. But if you want to see all of them, you can still use the navigation bar and see, and you can still perform the same actions within this subgrid as you would on an embedded subgrid on the form. Same thing for quotes and MBOs. This again shows the aggregate view of all the quotes and MBOs. What we had on the form was a truncated view where it may only show a couple entities. So that's subgrids. I do want to show cloning, and a couple things to note with cloning. If you clone a company record, it does not clone all the contacts with that record or the quotes and MBOs. Um, if you clone a person, you'll get those MBOs. But let's clone an MBO, and I'll show you the biggest thing about cloning is that it'll give you the related products on that. So let's go to an MBO here for Barksdale. We can see it's got a product here. We can see it's got some information. So if I simply hit clone, the clone record utility will start running. And it will in fact bring up a new record that's identical to the previous record. So there's our part number. You'll notice any new record will be stamped with the clone stamp here on the program name. That's the only difference between this record and this record. So kind of a neat feature. It's there. So that's it. So you guys have got 2 months to play around with the new CRM. Please explore it. Get to know it. This trial period is not just for you to find problems with the program, but also to get you familiar with the user interface, so that when we do go live, you've already tested the program, know what it's like, and it'll make the transition a lot easier. All right, thanks guys. Look for my next videos. We'll be covering contacts and companies.